So I started to put this video together and I realized that I couldn't record audio the same time as I could the my screen capture. So anyway, so this is Adobe Spark Video. As you can see, I have a whole bunch of videos in my former, and this is my personal phone. So I capture a lot of my videos on a regular basis, and again, so I capture a lot of my videos using landscape mode. It just makes the videos turn out much better. So you just hit that new and then it'll find, you scroll through the recents. And of course, this is me trying to figure out where all my pictures were. So it's very intuitive and you can find a lot of, so obviously anytime you see a plus sign, that's where you're going to see like the ability to add. So to start something new, you just look for the plus sign. And so what you'll do here is once you find the pictures that you want to include, if you want, you can actually include those in order. Of course, I screwed up in part of this, but so what I like to do just to make it easier on myself, I like to select them in order that I want to appear in the video. And this is where I messed up here. So then you select, however many pictures you want. And then at the top right-hand corner, you'll hit add. So, so if you want to add, subtract, you just deselect the ones that you select and then go back in and then you hit add. And so if you decide not to use a specific picture and it's already added into your project, you can always go back and delete it. There's a trash can in there. So, so again, I take a million pictures. Again, most of them are in in landscape mode, and every once in a while I'll shoot some. If I need to shoot something tall, then I shoot that in. That's my dog, by the way. And so what Adobe Spark will do is it will pull all of your videos together and pop it into a short movie. And then you hit go to editor. So the default for pictures is 2 seconds. And obviously if you have video, it's going to be longer and you'd have to go through and clip those later. And so what'll happen is you can review all of them in order and you can make them longer or shorter. You just adjust the time, and I'll show you that in a second. And see that plus sign in the middle, that's where you can add some other pictures to that specific frame in the video. So you can add text. And this is how you change your theme as well. So if you go through some of those, you'll notice that's how they have text appear. You can also change your music. Be sure you don't use any of your own personal music, like something on iTunes. Let's make sure you use the ones from Adobe Spark because that way it's not copyrighted and you can share it and not get in trouble. So so you can change the music in there. The type of theme that you choose will adjust the song that is kind of the background template. And so you can go through and you can add, so say if I want to use and add an opening text, there's the bottom right hand corner, there's an add in there. So as you can see, I added one in there. And so in order to change it, in order to shift it, you just pick it up and drop it. Of course, it didn't do right there. So again, I picked it up. So I selected it and dragged it to the front, and then now I have my opening title. Just to keep in mind, you can also do an audio recording. So if you want to add your own audio to that, in case we get into a funk later and we can't access the computer software on screen at campus, then you can use this to add your voiceover audio. So you can also add text to individual pictures. So as you can see, you can add different elements. You can make it bigger. You can choose the type, the size of the font. And of course, it takes me a long time to try to move it around, but I never like words to go across people's faces. So as you can see, that's what it looks like there, and I don't like that. So this is me trying to move it. So you can actually move the text so it doesn't go over people's faces. Of course, where I move it is over Robin and Gina's face. So I eventually move it. So see how you can move it down, you can move it up, and I move it over Gina and Robin's face, but that's all right. And then, so again, once you add text, it automatically makes it 4 seconds, okay? So see how it's 4 seconds there? And then there down at the bottom is the record audio. So if you want to record your own audio, and if I want to make it longer, just a general picture longer, I can make it 4 seconds. So I would keep them relatively similar if it's just pictures, okay? Video is going to look a little bit different. It's going to be judged on whatever you want, how much. So pictures you don't want to keep up for too long, but you also have something moving on screen, then obviously you let the whatever you need to move, but I'll talk more about that in the editing section. So you can add specific full screen text, as I did the title slide, and you can just drop them in wherever you need to. So this is just kind of an introduction to kind of this drag and drop editing that we see in some software programs such as iMovie. Once you get into other software programs such as Adobe Premiere, it's a little bit more complicated than these types of programs. But this is a nice little introduction to an editing program that is kind of does a lot of the work for you. It's a little limited in its creativity. So obviously after you finished putting some text, again, you don't need to use text. You kind of look through and say, okay, well, what's working here? And then you can play. I don't play the whole thing, but I will share my video, not this specific one, but I'll share the ones too that I've created using this program. And it's nice to use this program because it's something you can make to share like family slides, and it just kind of makes people kind of impressed, like, oh, how cool, I can make this cute little video based on stuff. And it's very, very easy. You can do it right on your phone, and you can save it to your camera roll, and you can share it right there on social media if you want. But in this case, for our project, our tell a story in 10 shots or less, you want to save it to your camera roll and then upload it to YouTube. Okay, so that is Adobe Spark. So as you can see, it's right there in my albums. And voila. I don't know how to say that in Italian.